Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. We have a good one this time. So we have a coin ring being requested using this 2018. This is a MS70, Mint State 70, highest grade you could possibly get. And it looks like it has a few milk spots, which is probably the reason the customers want to use this one. But I'm going to try and open this case since it was sent to me this way. Hopefully very carefully without damaging the coin. So I always get a little nervous with the larger coins because of the they're really close to the edge. There's not a whole lot of space between the edge, so it does make me a little bit nervous, but we're gonna set this in here. I'm gonna close this down on there just enough to hold it there. It doesn't have to like be super tight or anything, just so it don't go jumping out of here. All right, so let's try and get this as close to the coin as we possibly can. All right. Okay. Should be able to pull this out of here. All right, there we go. All right, so let's move this. Then we have our coin here, minus the case. If you don't care about the case, which you shouldn't, I mean, you're breaking out the coin anyway. It's not like you're gonna hopefully not try to scam anybody with reusing the case. But if you clip the case right in line with the edge of the coin, even if it's a small coin, what it does, it just fractures it all the way down. So just be careful with it could shatter and get you in the eye or something. But hopefully your coin comes out all nice, such as this. Remove that retainer. So that's what we have. Really nice MS70. Here in a second, we're gonna punch a hole in it. So stay tuned. Let's get on that in a second. All right, so I've already centered this up. As I've mentioned a couple of times in other videos, the problem I have with ASEs is my retainer isn't actually big enough to hold the ASE centered. So what I have to do is set the coin in there first and then put the retainer ring on top of it and then actually line it up with the rim of the coin. So the actual rim is the exact diameter of the inside of the retainer. So yep, let me go ahead and get this put together and we'll swing over here and pop a hole in it. You got to be real careful with all this because you don't want it to move around in here at all. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna put this in time lapse, and you don't want to listen to all the jacking, so let's go. Okay, well, it actually helps if I hit record, so sorry about that. That's me and operator error. Sometimes trying to remember to do everything kind of gets in the way of doing anything. So okay, anyway, so that's the center punch out. It's very centered. It's actually what it looks like every time. Get right across that row of the stars right there. So, all right. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way. What I'll do is I'll put this in here, reverse, get it over here, get my small plunger, and pop it out. All right, I'll be right back with y'all. And that's what we're left with. It's gonna look good. I'll get this deburred, cleaned up, sanded, and we'll go ahead and anneal it and do our first push. Stay tuned. All right, so I went ahead, deburred it, sanded it all really nicely inside there. It's very, very smooth. I already inspected it for any type of cracks or anything like that in there. Cut lube. And the obverse is going to be our ring face. So we'll make sure we turn that downward. All right, so now you folks can see what's going on right here in front of me. Just feeling for evenness. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to set this cone in here. All right, zero movement. That's exactly what we want to see. All right, so I'm going to do my first push, and it's going to be, I'm just going to bottom this helmet or the handle down right here into the edge of the workbench. So let's go ahead and push. Still looking good. Feels good all the way around. Looks right. All right, looks good and even. All right, we gotta replace our tape, and we're gonna go ahead and anneal this and check the sanding on the inside right here and see if we started forming any type of cracks or anything. I don't see anything, but it's a lot easier to tell when I start sanding it down a little bit. Okay, so we'll be right back. All right, so we're going to start the second push. So what I got to do is re-wrap the cone since we cut that tape. It always does, at least until you start getting a good fold into it. And yes, I'm trying to be really, really careful to preserve the detail of the coin. The customer did present us with a perfectly graded PCGS coin. Let's get this lined up as well as we can. There we go. Now it's moving. It wasn't moving at first. I say that looks pretty darn good. We'll go ahead and lower our cone down into there. And there we go. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna get a plunger to set on top of here. Check these edges again, still feel good. All right, now let's go ahead and we're gonna go to right about there and stop. And the reason why I don't push it all the way is because what it's doing is it's stretching the silver, and I don't want it to get too carried away and end up work hardening it, and continuously trying to stretch it will cause it to rip. So we don't want to do that, but still have good looking form. Details are really good. Let's go ahead and anneal it one more time and go ahead and plunge it all the way down, close the cone up around it. All right, so we're still looking really good on the coin. Don't see any issues or anything like that at all. Still looks really good. All right, so let me go right down into there, right there. All right, so we'll place this over on top and center this. So let's go ahead and do our final push all the way down. There we go. Now also, if you guys are doing these and you get to that final push and you're closing the coin up around the cone, just close it up. You don't have to mash it down. Once you get it closed up, what you end up doing is destroying the image on the inside of the coin. And you know, a lot of the times you have some script or something inside there that somebody wants to keep. So anyway, we're still looking good. All the details still there. Nothing is compromised yet. Hopefully it stays that way. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get it into the Swedish Wrap and go ahead and close the walls down and then get it stretched out to the size that we need. So Swedish wrap time, you guys, you know what that means. Time for miles and miles and miles of tape. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this as tight as I can around here. Alright, so let's drop that down in there. It looks pretty good and level to me. Alright, and let's use our plunger. And go ahead and push it down till we bottom that plunger out. Which seems to be about right there. And as you can see, as I was saying, just that rim is the important part right now at this moment. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna wrap this with some more tape and set up and get this spun around to go ahead and push through. So now we have our band that's down closer to the size we need to end up at, which is a 14 3/4. All right. So we'll go ahead and get this on the stretcher and we'll just stretch out this bottom portion and then it won't distort the image of the coin. All right, let's do that. Get my handy dandy paper tube here. Cut me a piece off of here to wrap around. Give us some added protection up here on top. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if I wrap this around here, up here at the top, gives me a nice good cardboard protector for the ring. I can just slip the ring over. And then I have a nice protective surface all the way around as I'm stretching out the coin. Alright, that's as much as we want to go in the stretching department there. Oh, see, got a little bit of a dent right there. So let me go ahead and cut off another piece of this handy dandy cardboard. Not really trying to size it up anymore, just trying to work that little spot out. Hopefully it came out. Yeah, there we go. Much better. All right. Okay, so just as before, I put a lot of protection up there on that reeded edge to take care of that rim. So whenever we go to form this down, mainly all I need it to do right now is bowl in the reeded edge so I can get it cleaned up. Then we'll try to get it perfectly sized at that point. So let's go ahead and we're going to continue to work harden the silver and take these edges down. Do it slowly. Let's go ahead and we're going to flip it over and match that push on the other side. This is the side that we cut the plug out. Alright, so we're going to do a second push. And we only need to take it down half a size, so we don't really need to go really aggressive with it. So let's try to get it to where I feel like the tape is pretty much bottomed out right there. Go ahead and give a small push on it. Alright, okay. So actually we're looking really good. I'm going to peel that tape off of there and see what we have. Alright, so we're just over 14 1/4. Alright, so let's see if I can't clean this inside edge up, because I can already see the inner lip right there. Let me see if I can get that turned right. So you can see this inside lip right here. This is what's going to irritate the wear. So the best thing I could do on 1 ounce rounds is try to get that as even with this outside rim as possible. Okay, let's go. Okay, so unfortunately the the camera decided not to run. So anyway, you guys didn't get to see the finishing, but that is the ring. Looks pretty good. So there's the plug. The plug in the ring will go back to the customer. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. Until next time, kandjrefining.